You need that to be notarized.
Exactly.
KJ is a notary.
Is she?
Or she used to be.
It is. It's expired.
I have friends that can notarize that shit.
Do you?
Have friends?
Yeah.
Stop making stuff up. We're live.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Let me grab a drink.
This shit just got real. Real fast.
Super real.
So I got delayed on the scripts because
I'm stealing your Coke because fuck you.
well, no, that's Nico's Coke. So
Nico, I'm stealing your Coke.
I didn't realize I had Coke. Go ahead.
Yeah, from the last time you guys were over.
I mean, all right.
If you want, I'll pay you back in a 12-pack.
So GarageBand finally forced a Mac update. And I'm scared. So far, we're okay. But I always fear when I'm forced into an update on my computer.
It took like an hour.
It did. It took like an hour to get it done. So here we are.
I mean, you have an SSD in there, right?
Yes.
That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
I have an SSD and very fast internet.
Dude, even the longest updates for Windows
Excuse
on
me.
an SSD are like 20 minutes.
Well, I've been letting this one ride for a long time, sir.
I mean, that's what we call unacceptable.
All right, so you guys got to figure out your intros. Nico, Tina, and
Oh,
Nathan.
yeah, that's right.
I got one.
Okay, I got mine.
I've got mine.
What's
Who
the
wants to
order?
go first? I'll go first.
I'll go second.
I'll go last.
Perfect. I like it when everybody's agreeable. Okay. All right, here we go. On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
Shazam!
And can you tell me how to get to Fear Street?
I'll be back to Netflix.
Wow, we suck.
I was about to say this.
We suck
is a
real bad.
So many
Yeah.
levels.
I
You
don't
hear
know.
the two coughs in the background.
I
just-
feel like it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
I
like
should
there
have
might
gone
been
last.
there might have
I
been
should've
like a
gone
little
last.
delay between like who heard what. Yeah.
Oh, real quick.
Well, that
I
and
hate
like
to do
yours
this.
was only one word, so I was
Yeah.
like, "Is that it? Is it my
Yeah.
turn? Oh shit!" Yeah, I should have gone last.
So, Steven,
Yes. Yes.
this is the
Yeah. I got distracted for a second by
I had to mute the mic
Yeah.
and ask a question.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
okay.
It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 567 for May the 19th, 2021, with your editor,
Stephen Lackey. Nico.
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Tina.
Tina Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Nathan.
Nathan Savino, I think my steroids just kicked in.
And Zach.
Zach the dumbass. We'll just keep it simple. Zach the dumbass.
This
Oh my
show is
God.
starting off so
It's so
special.
weird. It's so weird. But I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it.
Like
And-
I'm like we're awkward as hell today.
I don't know what it is. We were kind of
We're digging
awkward
it,
last.
though.
Yeah, we're making it. And I think this is the first time in all the episodes that somebody else has done the intro like that. That's pretty cool. And if you're watching if you're watching the YouTube, Nico is all noir today. It's so dark over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to figure out a better lighting situation in here.
I told you, get some of those, like freaking, like Instagram influencer
yeah,
lights.
the ring lights. Yeah,
Get you a beauty light.
I'm hoping my monitor right before the show like shut off, and I don't know why. And it came back on, but it's like I'm kind of hoping it doesn't do that during the middle of the show because that would be
That would suck.
problematic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be problematic. So what's everybody been up to?
Working my ass off.
Working
Yeah, you
two
have been.
jobs.
That's true. Nico, what did you do over the weekend?
I watched a lot of the last season of the Netflix Castlevania cartoon show. I'm one episode away from finishing it. I'm almost wrapped up, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
You also watched Shadow and Bone, didn't you?
No, that was not this weekend. That was like
Oh.
3 weeks ago or something. But I have seen that
Things
show
blur
too.
together.
Yes.
So Zach and I had interesting weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was asking me about off mic. If we were discussing this, and
Well, if we were discussing it a certain way,
yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there when we discuss. But we went and saw a movie this weekend. But what I really want to talk about is what happened before the movie. So we had a shoot day, which was fine. I mean, we did that. It was a long, epic day. But then we went to this German restaurant that we both like before the movie. And we were like, let's celebrate. Let's have dessert.
Oh, my God. Every time you bring it up.
So I said, fuck it. I'm stepping off the diet. I'm going to get a little dessert. We look at the menu, they're all like these little, desserts. They have like apple streusel and stuff. So I'm like, let me have a slice of this German chocolate cake. This person brought this.
First off, no.
Yeah.
We waited like 15 minutes for this
It was
dessert.
forever.
It's like
forever.
loud music playing. The food at this place is delicious.
It's banging. Yeah.
It's one of those rare instances where a restaurant in a mall is actually really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been on the Food Network.
Bavarian Beer House.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Stephen orders this slice of cake.
And I'm like excited. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have some sweets and some carbs. This thing comes out, it is like a 3-pound piece of cake. It is like, you said like 7 inches.
It must have
wide.
been 7 to 8 inches wide and 3 inches thick.
And she sat it in front of me, and Zach looked at me and just busted out laughing because I'm like,
2 scoops of
what
ice cream.
the fuck is this?
2 scoops.
I've never seen. Well, they looked. Yeah, there were 2 scoops, but the cake was so big it looked like 2 little balls.
Yeah.
Little danglers sitting at the end of this giant.
It was a dessert portion for 4 people.
I haven't ever seen anything like it. I eat sweets, and I eat maybe a third of it, and then I cover it. So I'm like, okay, let me put the napkin over it so she knows I'm done because it's not getting any smaller. And the waitress comes over, and she immediately leans down and picks up the napkin to see how well I did. It was quite embarrassing.
She brought to-go containers,
Boxes.
and you were like, no.
I'm like, fuck that. This is not coming home with me. I'm not taking that.
You should have.
They must have a wall or something, like people who finish the cake.
Maybe. I challenge you. Go in there and
it
order
was
that.
Challenge.
It was seriously
Accepted.
like they brought this thing out on a dinner plate.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was. It wasn't a little dessert. It was like on a dinner plate. It was incredible. So anyway,
People wonder why Americans are fucking fat.
right.
You know what?
I think
enjoyed my dessert.
Well, yours was kind of big too.
Yeah, I
surprisingly.
finished it.
I was gonna say I don't think anyone's wondering.
Yeah, that's true.
I get dessert like once a year.
Well, speaking of sweets, special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 sugar, 0 calorie, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, salted caramel, and a variety of cocktail mixers, including the margarita one, which is the one that I really like. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount. And as I always say, if you order $50, you get free shipping too. That's what I do. So go get yourself some Skinny Mixes. I've been enjoying the peanut butter one and the salted chocolate one in a single drink, and it is delicious.
It is delicious.
All right, so let's talk about the box office over the weekend. Shall
Anybody
we?
see any movies?
Anybody see any movies?
Nope.
Just
Well,
as,
I didn't go to the movies. I saw one of the movies on the box office through HBO.
Well, I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah. All right, so number 10 is a movie called Here Today. It made $534,000, made $1.9 million so far, and I think we've discussed this one a little bit.
It's the rom-com.
Yeah, the
something like
rom-com.
that.
Yeah. Number 9 is new this week. It's called Profile. It made $730,000. I don't.
So
No.
this is who's the director of Wanted? It's like Temperdov.
I don't know.
Anyway,
What just did you have a spasm or something?
no, his name is. It's a Russian name that I can't, it's like Temperkov or something like that.
But he
He
did
also
another
He also did.
Friended.
No, he did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh my God, that movie's so
boy.
bad.
and the
That was
remake
terrible.
of Ben-Hur. So this is
There
in
was
the
a Ben-Hur
spirit
remake?
in the spirit of Unfriended and Searching. It's a movie about someone's computer screen of a reporter.
Oh yeah, the one who's
Going
like
undercover.
being recruited for
ISIS, yeah.
ISIS,
Falling in
yeah.
love
So she's
with
making
someone
a
from
story
ISIS.
over it.
See, it sounds like maybe something I would be interested in watching, but
So-
you said it's in the spirit of Unfriended and Searching. One
Meaning that-
fucking awful movie and one amazing movie.
Yeah, but it's that style. So fun fact.
Yeah.
This is made in like 2018.
It's not surprising. Not surprising. Number 8 is Finding You. It made $920,000. It's opening new also. Don't know anything about it.
No thanks.
No?
No thanks.
You want to see it?
You know what?
What?
I'd rather see number 7 on the list.
Mortal Kombat made another 1.3 million. It's made almost 40 million.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are we having drinks or not?
Yeah, we're having drinks.
Then we're going with Mortal Kombat again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Godzilla vs. Kong. It made 1.5 million. It's made 95 million so far.
I did like Mortal Kombat more than Godzilla vs. Kong. I will give it that.
See,
Yeah, but-
I liked Godzilla versus Kong more than Mortal Kombat.
But the point was you were seeing Finding You or Mortal Kombat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There is no. Well, I'm going to pick any film from this list.
I don't know anything about Finding You.
Yeah, I never.
No thanks.
Okay. Number 5 is Raya and the Last Dragon. It made 1.7 million. It's made 46 million so far.
Okay.
Number four is Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train. 1.7 million. That one's made 41.9 million so far. Number 3 is new this weekend. Those Who Wish Me Dead. It made $2.8 million for an opening weekend. That one's also on HBO Max, and it's the Angelina Jolie.
That is.
I watched it on
Bad
HBO
numbers.
Max and I loved it.
Okay. Quality aside, that's a bomb.
Well, honestly, it doesn't look that good, though. That was my problem. I was going to go because I like Angelina Jolie, but
It
It's
looked
great
generic
for
to
if you
me.
watch it on
Those-
TV.
Yeah. Well, he's not talking like again. He said quality aside. Those are very disappointing opening weekend numbers. So,
very,
yeah, I
very.
I kind of
hang
agree
on.
with that.
Hang on. Okay.
I'm very not happy about that. Me,
had-
me,
Steven.
Me?
Oh, you paid $9 for that. $9 for $2 million.
hey,
Opening weekend.
it's value. It's value, sir.
opening
It's
weekend.
it's a quality dollar. It's quality.
In my second weekend, in my second weekend, I made how
Wrath
much
of
for
Man is number 2. It made 3.7 million. 14.5 million you've got so
Oh.
far. You happy about that?
You know what? For $10 comparative to your 9, I'd say that was a pretty good deal.
Well, so I also got the number 1, Spiral. It made 8.7 million for its opening weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Zach and I went to the theater to see this movie over the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. So what's your history with Saw?
I like the first one. Okay. I like the first one. I like some of the stuff in the middle ones that I've seen, like the traps and things. I think they're okay. And a lot of them I fucking hate.
So like 4 through 8, you hate.
Yeah, I hate 4 through 8.
Okay.
And 1 I like okay. 2 is okay. 3 is okay. But the others
After 3, there was a pretty significant drop.
yes.
I'm right there with you.
So
I went and saw 9.
I I'd rather
9 is the last one.
9 is
technically the last one, Jigsaw.
that was called Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd rather watch
This is
4
not
through
Saw
8
10,
back to
technically.
back without a bathroom break and no food than watch fucking Spiral again.
Okay.
But
This is
Steven,
this is the first movie. I don't care about my film ball at this point. This is the first movie in years that I'm giving a 0 score to. I
but
can find
Steven,
yes.
it's currently making up 76% of your total for box office.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So
Ooh.
0 out of 10. I
I-
have nothing redeeming to say about this
I
movie.
mean, I'm right there with you. I don't know if I go with 0. I was
0. Fuck
I mean,
you.
0 are like the offensively pissed.
Chris Rock. Well, I was offensively pissed because Chris Rock is a decent actor.
No. Offensively
he's
pissed is
terrible.
where you're walking out like angry, like punch a wall.
What else did you want me to do?
I was laughing.
I mean, okay, so that's the thing. Is
Okay, this
there
is
were
a 0
some
out of 10
times
movie.
that-
This is an 8.5 out of 10. Entertainment, midnight movie bullshit.
I mean, we did laugh a few times
I
at
laughed
things that were
hard.
supposed to be scary. Or there's like 0 real plot to this.
It's
Character
so
development
bad.
is atrocious.
It's so bad.
There's one time in the opening where the audio quality and not
Holy
the projection, this just sounded like very bad studio recording in this office that we looked at each other almost simultaneously. What the fuck is wrong with the sound? And then
It
after
is
that,
not the theater. We were in the
No.
nice RPX theater.
it had beautiful projection. I mean, it was projected
Sound
well.
was good.
Yeah, sound like dynamics and everything was good, but that sequence was terrible. And then right after that, 2 or 3 scenes after it, there was some really bad ADR punch in. You could just hear it popping in and out. It's so amateurly made.
I've seen 48-hour films that had a like better production quality and a better like effort put in.
I like
This
that.
had like $20 million.
I like that Jack said that he's seen 48-hour films and not that he's made 48-hour films.
right.
Being real, I mean, if this was a 48-hour production, I'd be like, okay, well, they obviously
All
didn't have
right, yeah,
access.
you did.
This is
Yeah.
a $20 million fucking movie.
It has
Are you kidding?
it has Chris
This
Rock
thing-
and his police like
This thing
detective
right
partner.
here produces better audio than the fucking
Yeah.
movie was doing.
So it has the guy
Did you not
from
have one of these guys?
bitch. It has the guy from Handmaid's Tale in it. That's his partner.
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Oh,
also,
He's bad.
He's terrible. He's terrible in it. Yeah, it's like when I sit here and I think about it,
Nothing is
I
good.
can't think of one redeeming thing.
Samuel L. Jackson's in it, and he could not give less of a fuck.
He does not care whatsoever.
He was there for a paycheck.
He's doing the Bruce Willis version of Samuel L.
Yes.
Jackson right now. The I don't give a fuck. Let me read my lines and get out of here. And it's like literally even the traps. The traps are not only are they kind of bad, but they also don't make sense to the
No.
formula of Saw.
No.
Isn't this is a prequel though, right? It's supposed
No.
to be
No,
no?
This is like,
it's nothing. It's
Okay.
just another Saw movie.
did anyone see Saw 9 or Jigsaw?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sorry if you didn't. It doesn't relay into this whatsoever.
Doesn't make a fuckload of
So
difference
this
at
is
all.
post John Kramer's death.
Yeah,
Post
it's just a
everything
sequel.
over.
Just another sequel, except it's atrocious. Chris Rock is trying really
Dude,
way
Chris
too
Rock's
hard.
performance is
It-
so bad.
He's trying really hard to be that sort of grizzled cop, you know,
man.
that I don't know, that stereotypical. I'm
I've seen
jaded.
too much shit.
Yeah.
I hate the world.
Okay. So there's one scene
Oh my god.
that's
here
so
it
bad,
comes.
but
Comes.
it's so funny. So.
Comes.
There's stuff going on. I'm not going to spoil the plot, but let me just say
Fuck it. Does anyone care about this movie?
there's stuff going on where he is not trusted. by his coworkers as a police officer.
No, he doesn't trust the coworkers.
Well, yeah.
They don't trust him, but he doesn't trust them either.
But there's a part where he loses his shit on everybody in the precinct. Like William Shatner level, tearing up the scenery, yelling and everything. But the cutaway scenes are hilarious because the cops are just like, oh, okay.
Oh,
back to my paper
again.
Oh, hey, what's up? What's up?
You read this article in the newspaper?
Yeah.
It comes off like parody.
It does. It's you guys. It's so bad.
The entertainment was phenomenal.
I'm glad there wasn't a lot of other people in the theater.
There
like
was
really
8 people.
Well, no, I'm just glad they weren't in there like enjoying it because Zach and I were laughing.
We're howling with laughter. Are you kidding me?
It's bad, y'all.
Dude, can we talk about the picture? Can we talk about the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a scene where...
Oh, now I remember what you're talking about.
Can we talk about the picture?
Oh, my God.
Okay, so there's a scene where Chris Rock finds this picture of they found some picture of Sam Jackson and put a shitty mustache on it.
It's like the worst porn mustache you've ever seen.
They got some kid, or maybe it was Chris Rock as a kid or whatnot, but they photoshopped this picture together. And
it's the worst Photoshop job.
I swear to God, they must have paid that intern at least $10.
It's so bad. And what's great about it, they show it 3 times. Every time we started laughing, it's like, oh my God. It looks like it was done with paint or something, not even Photoshop.
It's the must-see cinema event of the year.
Yo, it's bad. It's so bad.
Like, I heartily recommend you watching this.
Like, it's worse than the worst Purge movie that I've seen.
I believe you.
It is.
But I had so much fun, though.
Yeah.
It's a 0 out of 10. I had a blast.
You know what? It don't matter. I'm still going to win this baby right here.
Wow, delusions.
We still got a long way to go before the end of the summer.
Delusions.
There's the new trophy. I'm doing the best I can to keep it from Zach so it stays in one piece.
Yeah, that's smart.
This?
Oh.
Delusions.
There it is. Our new Fantasy Film Ball trophy.
Does this mean I get to
How's
take
the
this
quality of the trophy, by the way?
It's pretty good. It's heavier than the previous one.
home? Does this mean I get to take this home?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Hey, I got to be...
No.
Yeah, actually, Nico won it the last time, so
Yeah.
he should be the
That's
final
mine.
owner of it.
I think we should
yeah.
bury it in the yard.
We could do that too.
Why?
I'm fine with that too. Yeah, so this one's a little bit better. So, Tina, do you have anything about the standings right now? As far as
So
film ball?
far, me, Nico, and Nathan are tied with a big old glorious goose egg. Steven, you're in second place with 11.5 million, and Zach is in first place with 14.5 million. You have 2 movies currently out, Those Who Wish Me Dead and Spiral. Spiral makes up 76% of your total, whereas Those Who Wish Me Dead make up 24%.
Oh, it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter because my movie is coming out next weekend.
Yep.
What's your movie?
Place
Quiet
2.
Place 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this weekend, Dream Horse is coming out. It's 83% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Final Account, which is apparently a documentary, it's 78%, and New Order is coming out. That's 67%. So that's small movies this week, except for Dream Horse, which is an animated thing.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Is it? So is this the thing that's like
Dream
Black
Horse
Beauty?
is the one with like it's the one
Oh
I'm blanking
no,
on her name.
that's got a I know what you're talking
Tommy
about. Colette.
Colette,
Toni
thank
Collette.
you.
Oh, okay.
Toni
Toni
Collette
Collette,
is
yeah.
she basically like raises money to get a racing horse and so she could be a breeder or I think she breeds a horse. It's like a sports biopic thingy.
I like Toni Collette,
Yeah.
but I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm ditto.
But
All
none
right.
of these movies were on our
This looks like
box
everything
office
that's gonna
game,
be-
right?
Are you sure
Correct.
Dream Horse wasn't?
No.
Huh?
All right.
Dream Horse
This is
was
Dream
not.
Horse.
What?
There's
This is Dream
The
Horse.
Night
Okay.
House.
See, there it is.
Okay. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Tina, before you were so rudely
I
interrupted?
said there is no Dream Horse, but there is The Night House, which Like in my mind, they were melding together, like Dream House, Dream Horse.
Oh, don't bring up Dreamhouse. I fucking hate that movie.
I need to buy that for you.
No.
I
wanted to like that one because I like me some Naomi Watts, but no, it's bad. All right, so let's talk about something that is awesome, and that is the Snake Eyes Origins, G.I. Joe Origins trailer.
Do we have to?
Yeah. What did you guys think of it?
Didn't even watch it.
I thought I watched it. I thought it looked fine. Your awesome praise is very lofty. I thought that looks okay.
Is that one of your movies?
It's one of Nico's movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, if it was alluding
going to be the
something
greatest
in the
movie of the summer
or 90s, then it's going to be Nico's movie.
He only paid $10 for it.
He paid $10. Well, I mean, that's probably a $10. Probably a good buy.
I mean,
on that movie.
Most of the end of the film ball game was just me racking up the last movies.
True. The question I have is one that Zach actually asked me in the pre-show: is does anybody still care about this franchise?
See, that's also the weird thing is like, is it a continuation, like a prequel of the previous G.I. Joe movies? Is this a fresh start of the G.I. Joe franchise?
No.
Well, it has to be. Well, I mean, a prequel. So even if it's part of it, you won't see anybody you know, really.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, that's why you ask is, like, I know at least in I think the prior movies, at least in one of the prior movies, Snake Eyes was Ray Parks, I think.
Yeah.
Which worked because Snake Eyes is traditionally fully outfitted head to toe and mute. So you get anybody to play Snake Eyes. In this movie, he is neither of those things.
Exactly.
If this movie
does actually emote.
If it does not end, or at least in like the third act, at some point happen to where his like throat gets slashed or something where he can't talk anymore, then there's a problem.
Agree. But that's for a film, that's really hard to have a character that's completely covered and can't speak. That's
yeah.
But I mean, that's Snake Eyes.
Yeah. And your movie's coming out next week, and that's like most of that movie.
Yeah. And it's going to be great. You're going to love it.
But they don't wear like ninja masks that hide their entire face.
They can still emote.
You don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Okay, I will bet $10 they don't wear fucking ninja masks in the quiet.
The other thing is,
too.
it's Steven is right. It's typically not starring that character. Like, it's
anybody going against me on that bet?
Yeah, no one's.
But it's usually like Snake Eyes is usually one of the GI Joes, and as far as I can tell, Scarlett's in this movie, and that's the only other Joe that we have. So I don't know how I just don't know how this is going to tie into.
Obviously, I mean, she's recast, right?
Yeah, it's
an actress.
Yeah, that's why I wonder is like, is this going to restart the G.I. Joe movie franchise? G.I. Joe's just a weird franchise to do movies of. It's so odd.
Well,
maybe this is going to kick off the 80s cinematic universe.
No.
And then we have a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover.
No, see, that would be fantastic. That would work.
I'd watch it.
Totally go for G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. It makes sense. They militarized Transformers so much in the Bay films, so why the hell not?
I mean, wasn't there a crossover in the comics?
There've been a number of G.I. Joe Transformers comics crossovers, so that's just an easy thing. Then let's go wider. Let's bring in He-Man. Let's bring in
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
This is sounding good. I want
Street Sharks. Hey,
that was
bring
90s.
in some
Street Sharks
Rainbow
was the
Bright, and we
90s.
got ourselves a hit.
Tina wants Rainbow Bright. I'd watch this.
Actually, like Michael Bay produced the Turtles movies, the recent ones.
He did.
He should just like let me do Transformers and Turtles and G.I. Joe. Let me just get everything, and I'll do it. And I'll just make all these movies will be garbage quality, but kids will see them and they will sell toys. Let me do it. And
adults that act like
Universal
kids will see
or whoever's
like
producing
us.
them should just print out checks. Just like, here you go, Michael.
Exactly. None of that matters because Quiet Place 2 is coming out.
All right, Nathan.
Yeah, but lack of promotion on that.
Oh no, you're going to see.
Yes. All right. Well, over the past few months, David F. Sandberg's Shazam sequel has been coming along. The movie, titled Shazam: Fury of the Gods, recently added some new and powerful cast members, with Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu being cast as Atlas's daughters, Hespera and Calypso. We expected the new characters to star alongside Mark Strong's Dr. Savannah, but that looks like that's not happening. When Cinema Blend spoke to Mark Strong about Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu's casting, the actor shared his reaction along with confirming that Dr. Savannah will not return. In his words, Helen, I know really well, so that's fantastic. I've never worked with Lucy, but I know her. But I can tell you, and I've been given permission to do this by the producer, Dr. Savannah isn't in Shazam 2. They are the villains, so I'm very happy to take a backseat and let the women go in there and do their villainous stuff. So even though it's sort of implied at the end of the first movie that Savannah would come back with Mr. Mind, they've gone in a sort of different direction in order to sort of allow the fact that it would probably be more fascinating to see those women do their evil stuff. By the end of Shazam, the movie seemed to be setting up Dr. Savannah's continued involvement in the storyline. The final few minutes teased a team up between him and evil space worm Mr. Mind, which likely would see them attempt to take over the 7 magic realms. But again, the sequel is taking a new direction.
I actually, I think there's room to argue that Shazam is the best of the modern DCEU movies. I don't know if I agree, but if someone wanted to argue that point, I'd hear it because it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's in line between.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's between that and Wonder Woman 1.
Yeah.
I think I think it does have the better ending as well. Like the better, like Wonder Woman's got a weak like boss fight scene because it's pointless, but the Shazam is solid all the way through.
And Wonder Woman ends on a very bittersweet note, whereas Shazam is uplifting. So
I think
he was a little younger.
Shazam is the kind. Shazam aims to be a certain kind of superhero story. It does aim younger. It does aim to be a more family friendly film, and it nails it on every part. And I think it will go pretty well. I like that they're not using the same bad guy. Because that's a very easy trap to fall into. So it's good that they branch out and try other things. When you leave your bad guy alive and then want to just use him over and over again, it gets kind of boring. So yeah.
I have no issue with maybe returning to him down the line.
Exactly, like 3 or 4.
Yeah, because he was pretty good. I mean, as far as villains in comic book movies go, he was pretty good. But having these 2 actresses come in as villains, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of got me excited because
I'm excited to see their chemistry together. Like,
that's some fun villains.
That's a combo I never really thought of before. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu.
Yeah, that's a good cast.
And both of them play great villains.
Yeah.
When I think of Lucy Liu, I immediately think of Kill Bill.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I mean, and she was so good in that one. And it's funny
you don't
because
think of X versus Ever.
Well, I mean,
you don't think of Charlie's Angels? What?
Well,
I do not think of Charlie's Angels 2 Full Throttle.
No, that's the one you do think of.
Why would I think of that?
Because you love it.
Because it has that dominatrix office scene.
I haven't even seen these fucking movies.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I haven't seen
It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
The first one's kind of
that
fun.
is awful.
Yeah, the first one's cute, but the second one's really bad. So I don't know. I think these are good decisions. Kind of got me a little bit more hype about the franchise because I'm with you, Nico. Just my complaint with Loki is he's a good villain, but they've used him too much.
Yeah.
So maybe they're learning something from Marvel in this way. Did you see it, Nathan? Shazam?
No.
I haven't seen it.
You really should. I think you'd like it. Zach, I think you're too bitter in the heart to appreciate it.
I enjoy his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I do
quite
too.
a bit.
As
far as I remember, I'm the one that told you about that fucking channel.
It's true. But his YouTube channel is much different than his movie.
In fact, if it wasn't for that YouTube channel, you probably wouldn't have this.
Oh my God, why do I leave these things out for him to touch?
Hey, come on.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. My audio gear was bought because of the director of Shazam, because it was his recommendation.
The reason I was putting it in your face here is because when I talk, it goes to your face.
All right, moving on.
All right. So on Monday, AT&T and Discovery Inc. announced a deal under which AT&T's Warner Media will be spun off and combined with Discovery in a new standalone media company. The deal, which is subject to regulatory approval, will combine two treasure troves of content, including the HBO Max app and the Discovery Plus streaming services. Discovery CEO David Zaslav will run the combined business, according to Monday's announcement. On one level, the tie-up is a logical way to better compete with Netflix and Disney, the two top streaming players. On another level, the transaction is also a complex way for AT&T to unwind its 2016 bid for Time Warner, which took effect in 2018 with the assets named Warner Media. A spinoff will help AT&T prioritize its broadband business and pay down its huge debt load. AT&T would receive $43 billion in a combination of cash, debt securities, and Warner Media's retention of certain debt. Now, this is also subject to adjustment. And Zaslav said Monday the new media company will start with $55 billion in debt. AT&T shareholders will get the majority of the shares in the combined company at 71%, while Discovery shareholders will get 29%. Shares of AT&T were up about 2% in Tuesday morning trading, and shares of Discovery, which popped up as much as 16% pre-market, were down by about 2%. However, this new company doesn't have a name yet. The executives leading the transaction said they'll announce a name for the spun-off company later this week. They expect the deal to take effect in mid-2022. The Discovery Warner portfolio will include 6 of the top-rated 8 channels on cable in key advertiser demographics: CNN, TNT, TBS, Investigation Discovery, HGTV, and Food Network.
See, I think this is funny because we're working our way of no choice of our own back to.
We're working our way back to cable.
Yeah, back to cable TV.
Yep.
Yeah, so now we're going to have a lot of stuff from this one provider, but we're going to be paying a lot more money for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really a fascinating thing, just because the fact that like Discovery just launched their streaming platform.
Yeah,
like earlier this
the
year,
beginning of the year. And HBO, of course, HBO Max is still pretty new. So we have these two competing platforms. What's the merger going to look like there? We don't know yet. I mean, we kind of have something similar in that Disney operates essentially multiple streaming platforms with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. But I don't know. A combo deal might be cool. I mean, actually, if they make a combo deal, I will probably totally go for Discovery Plus. I think that would be.
I mean, I already have Discovery Plus, so we'll just combine them with that.
I didn't even know. You don't have it logged in on the PlayStation, Tina.
That's because it's on this TV over here.
Oh, rude.
Well, I think it's because Discovery Plus doesn't come on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Warner Brothers is going to fix that now.
Yeah. Well, maybe they will. I still find the HBO Max app to be lately to be kind of glitchy.
Really?
I haven't seen any issues.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me is when I'm watching old TV shows, they'll have they put that skip button on there so you can skip past the credits after you've seen it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The other night go ahead.
I was going to say that's something Tina could have said she did over the weekend, marathoning the crap out of The Nanny.
The flashy girl from Flushing, the nanny friend.
I've also had it crash on me lately on my iPad and then not remember where I left off on a show. And I go back in, it starts at the beginning. But when I posted this in our group, my response was, kind of good, kind of bad. It's kind of bad because I don't like to see all of our options pushed together in one company. As much as I'm like you, I would probably take the upgrade to Discovery Plus and have both of them if they offer that package. I also think that it's scary in that we end up only having 2 or 3 choices eventually.
So here's my thought on that. I mean, ideally, I think it would be best if they were just 3 different things. If AT&T, then Warner Media, and Discovery. Ultimately, I think the name they should stick with is Warner Media, most likely. I think that's the better brand recognition. But I prefer Warner Media being spun out of AT&T, just because I think AT&T is a terrible parent company for Warner Media. As we've talked
Yes.
about several times in this show about a lot of the problems and conflicts that have happened with AT&T trying to run Warner Media in the conflicts of the creative side, of the production side in HBO and Warner Films and stuff like that, about how it, like, this whole top bottom, we're going to release films day and date without discussing it with any of the directors or anything first for most of these movies. Like decisions like that is something that AT&T would do because they're not really part of the production side. They just bought it. So I think spinning that aspect out of AT&T is a good idea in the long run. Merging it into another one to make a even bigger content provider, I think that might be problematic as well, but I think the net gains are there.
Yeah, I was going to get to that too, because the other thing that's happening right now is the person, I can't remember his name right now, that was brought in to be the top of Warner Media, I think by AT&T, is in the process of negotiating his exit right now. They wouldn't say it at first, but I've seen other articles today.
I was reading, I forget his name too, but I was reading articles about how he was kind of blindsided on this.
And he's the mastermind of this whole day and date thing.
Yeah, and he's also he's pretty much he was not a content guy, Killer. Yeah, Jason, Water CEO, Jason Killer.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would think of the two companies that are being put together, just the Discovery side and Warner Media, that Warner Media is the definitely the bigger fish of this.
Yeah.
But they're not keeping the CEO of Warner Media. It's the CEO of Discovery taking over. So it definitely shows that whatever leadership that is left over of these two entities really values that creativity side that's being brought over from more than this just appointment from AT&T that was running Warner Media.
Well, and hopefully with the new company, they bring somebody else in too. I don't know how that whole pecking order is going to work, but the other side of it is, I think these communications companies jumped into content because they thought they had to in order to lock down subscribers. Mm-hmm. But AT&T is spinning off Warner Media, and I just saw today that Verizon is shutting down their content initiatives. I think it's more expensive to do, theatrical quality movies than they maybe feel comfortable continuing to invest. Whatever the reason, I'm glad. I don't like my communications companies for creating the content that I'm going to see.
All right, Comcast, listen up. Get rid of Universal.
Exactly. Spin it off. It's enough already. Comcast has not been as aggressive as AT&T was or is with HBO Max, though.
I think that's because Comcast just doesn't listen to anybody.
Yeah. Well, and Comcast, I don't know. It feels like they've got more investments in media.
Well, I also feel like Comcast is this slumbering eldritch horror that is just off on its side doing its own thing until eventually it will wake up and decide to just ruin all of our communication and entertainment landscape.
Okay, I can agree with that. But I switched from Comcast to AT&T, so what the hell? Yep. Where do you go? Google. Well, that's where I'm going next.
Hi.
That's what you have, right?
No, I work for.
She's the contractor for Google.
You're gonna manage my data. That's what's gonna happen.
Nothing new there.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, she is managing your film ball data. So.
Yeah, that's true. All right, moving on.
All right, from Variety, rest in peace, 90-day theatrical window. The decades-old staple of the film world is slipping into less and less solid ground as COVID has put possibly the final nail in the coffin for the 3-month exclusive theatrical window period, the long-standing agreement between studios and theater owners about the length of time movies will play in cinemas before hitting the home video market. Disney has recently announced on this past Thursday that Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Ryan Reynolds' action movie Free Guy would be in theaters for only 45 days before landing in home entertainment. This is the latest in a series of events we've discussed in great length over the past year on CultureSmash, as studios have taken the extra push that COVID has given them to push their movies into homes sooner than before. Theater owners long defended the exclusivity window by arguing that their audiences wouldn't pay to see movies in their theaters if audiences could instead just wait a few weeks and watch them at home. Studios, on the flip side, are arguing that most movies make the bulk of their ticket sales in the first few weekends anyway, so shortening the window would allow them to make up more profits lost by the overall home video decline, plus savings on having to remarket the home video release so much, so long after the theatrical run has long faded from customers' memories.
I think it's funny that I've seen this news all over the place, and I thought this was something that we kind of just knew.
I thought some people were hoping they would go back,
Oh,
but
yeah, maybe.
it's toothpaste out of the tube. Once toothpaste is out, it's out. You don't put it back in.
I'm actually mostly happy with that number because I assumed it was going to be like a 21 day. I figured we would get 3 solid weeks and that would be it. 45 is not bad. You got
a month and a half.
A month and a half. That's fine.
I do think that's fair.
That's at least 2 pay periods for you to work your way through the movie.
Recover.
Basically, that's our entire film ball game. So
exactly, we can still play 4 weeks of film ball. So I guess the only news of it is because Disney's been kind of quiet about it.
So do you think that
Disney was the one that was holding out? I think one of the big holdouts for at least the Marvel side.
I mean, the problem with this though is that billion-dollar grosses
don't happen in 4 weeks.
You don't get them in 45 days.
It's how Avatar made most of its money by being in theaters as long as it did.
Yeah, but Avatar's over a decade ago at this point. We got to look at more.
Okay,
models.
Black Panther. How about that?
Yeah, that's what we got to look at more recent models like Black Panther or the Avengers films.
Hell, even The Greatest Showman.
Well, let me ask this: would this potentially help increase home sales?
Well, I think that's what they hope.
Yeah, that's part of the hope because, like I said in the last bit, studios are hoping to kind of bolster home sales a bit more because they've been declining over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is because you wait so long to get a copy that you kind of forget about it, unless it's like around a holiday or something. You go and buy gifts for people, movies and stuff. And I see all the time where it's just like, unless you're getting physical media consistently, it's like a niche thing for most people now since we stream so much.
Well, and this article actually makes a good point that we haven't talked about as much, is it's the marketing reset that happens. Mm-hmm. They have a marketing push when it's in theater, and if they have to wait 90 days before it goes to VOD, then they've got to do a second marketing push. And they're trying to save money is what's happening. They're just trying to be cheap. So they don't want to do that. And I guess I get that to some degree. And if we're talking about a movie that's been in the theater for 45 days and then pretty immediately after that hits streaming, it's almost a continuous marketing push at that point. They don't have to stop and start. They just do a 90-day marketing push and it kind of covers the whole thing.
But why wouldn't you just keep it in theaters past 45 days?
I think they will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they will.
I thought it was like 45th day, 46th day, it's gone.
It's a 40.
I would say
I think it's basically they're going to release it on streaming.
Well, yeah, the
like what we've been. It's kind of like the weird reverse of what HBO Max has been doing, where they put something out day and date, and then 30 days later they pull it off streaming, which is the weirdest damn thing I've ever seen.
I was thinking about this with the Disney model with their premiere $30 a movie. That's actually more of an incentive now to make you want to go to the theater and see a Disney movie and be like, oh, it's cheaper to go to the theater than it is to get it at home.
Well,
because that's too much.
It depends. If you have a family of 4,
Well, yeah, if you're covering an entire family of 4, yeah, you're still cheaper buying the $30 movie at
But
home.
if it's me and my girlfriend, no, I'm not paying fucking $30.
Well, and also the side thing to that is the theaters have got to get really aggressive about promoting their subscription model.
Mhm.
Because Regal Plus makes everything a lot cheaper. The Regal
Yeah.
I will
Unlimited package.
risk $12 on a possibility of a shitty film than $30.
Yeah.
And that's why it's frankly too much. $30 is too much.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think Disney is being realistic about what to expect financially by doing a day and date release. I don't think that they're seeing the number of subscribers as maybe they thought they would.
We'll never know. We don't know those numbers.
Well, no, they don't like to share them. So I don't know. I'll just say that generally I'm pretty happy with this 45-day window. I think it's okay. Because if it's something I really want to see, I usually see it within the first 2 weeks anyway.
Well, and I'll say this too. There's been plenty of times that I've walked out of a theater and I'm really excited. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that. I can't wait to purchase that or own that. And the longer time frame I have from seeing it in theater to actually it coming out, I'm like, it was okay.
I'm the opposite.
Huh?
I'm the opposite.
What do you mean?
I mean, example, Parasite came out last October,
Mm-hmm.
or 2019 October.
Yeah.
That 4K didn't come out till what, February?
Mm-hmm.
Or March even?
Yeah.
Yeah, March. It was post Oscars.
Yeah.
Boy, I couldn't wait to pick that up.
Yeah, but
I was
to
counting
be
down the
fair,
days.
to be fair though, Parasite is an exceptional situation and had the
Yeah.
added pumping up of the Oscars.
No.
So
Walking out of that theater, I was like, damn, I can't wait to own that.
Well, I see Nathan's point because it's like for me, like Bad Times at the El Royale or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I walked out of those being like, I fucking want that movie. Still have yet to buy them.
Well,
I own Bad Times.
I got both those.
Yeah.
But you all are so weird cases because you all collect physical media
Shut the fuck
more
up.
than the standard person.
That's not important.
I'm
That's
just
not important.
saying, weird.
I don't know what all this is.
You know what?
That's not yours, Zach. So you can just say that.
I own a lot of these.
That's true. But you know what? What I think that they should do a little bit more of, and I've seen it a little bit. I think that the theaters have got to work deals with the studios more to do a bulk price where you buy. We used to be able to do that when you would buy a piece of physical media. You'd buy a Blu-ray at the store. There'd be a ticket inside.
I remember those. Yeah.
For the sequel. And they've done that a little bit with digital, where if you buy, for Spiral, I just got a copy of the original Saw on 4K, like a digital copy. I think if they do more of that, there'll be some opportunity for money making too. Because if you charge somebody the same amount, and this is for people that buy stream, like buy movies from iTunes and that kind of thing, which is still different than streaming. Wouldn't it be cool if you had like a streamer that had a package, like you pay instead of $20 a month, you paid $50 a month, but it got you unlimited access to the theater also? Like if Regal made a package deal, I'd do it.
I don't stream.
Yeah,
I don't stream new stuff.
I also
much.
already have my Regal Unlimited plan, so I guess.
Yeah, it would only be good if there was some incentive to it.
Hey,
yeah,
I got an idea.
Wait. Did you just say that you don't stream?
I don't. Okay, I don't stream like new releases. Like,
oh, you mean like that new series from?
No.
Netflix,
it's like
that new animated series.
No. I'm talking about like, we went and saw Spiral over the weekend. Here's your free digital copy of Saw in 4K.
Yeah.
I don't stream those.
Oh.
I'll go to like Netflix or I'll go to HBO and stream it, but I don't have like a digital copy collection.
Oh, I do. I've probably got 500
do
movies in digital. Yeah.
I don't do that. If I'm at
my
home
Redbox.
and I want to watch something, I pop it in.
Well, I think
I'm weird. We're weird like that.
Yeah, but the problem I guess I have too is 90% of the stuff that I would get in the mood to watch is not streaming anywhere. No one has it. So that's a whole different thing.
And I have like 20 streaming movies that I bought off Redbox, the app, that are just like sitting in there that I watch
Why not?
occasionally.
So speaking of streaming,
Yeah.
what did everybody think of the Fear Street trailer?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am
I'm
so
excited for it.
Yes.
Like,
So-
I grew up reading these books, man. That's what it's. What
I
got
knew
me
it.
to, like,
That's why I gave
horror.
you this story, because I knew it. Why don't you read the story and we'll talk about it?
All right. So Netflix has announced its Fear Street Trilogy. It's a horror film series, and it will be released over 3 consecutive weeks this July. Each installment is directed by Lee Janaik and based upon
right.
the teen horror Fear Street books by R.L. Stine. If you don't know him, he did the Goosebumps books.
Come on, get it together, Zach.
Oi. The first movie, Part 1, 1994, will start streaming July 2nd, followed by Part 2, 1978, on July 9th, and Part 3, 1666, on July 16th. The sprawling ensemble cast includes Stranger Things favorites Maya Hawke and Sadie Sink, plus Gillian Jacobs, Jordana Spiro, and more. The streaming giant's official synopsis for the trilogy reads, in 1994, a group of teenagers discovered that the terrifying events that have haunted their town for generations may all be connected, and that they may be the next targets. Based on R.L. Stine's best-selling horror series, the trilogy follows the nightmare through Shadyside's sinister history. We filmed all 3 Fear Street movies over one crazy, bloody summer, Janaik said in a statement. It's a dream that audiences now get to experience the story in the same way, back to back to back, with only a week of waiting in between. I can't wait to welcome everyone to the world of Fear Street in 1994, 1997, and 1666. R.L. Stine added, Fear Street fans are in for a treat and some major surprises. Readers know that the book series is rated PG, but the movies are rated R. That means a lot more thrills and a lot more terror. I have seen Lee Janaik's epic trilogy releasing on Netflix in July, and I can tell you the scares and the screams are more than I ever expected. What fun to see the horrors of Shadyside come to life, end quote.
So these books, were they just like Goosebumps for an older crowd?
Kind of like...
Kind of. I mean, I've read
So
one.
each of the
Oh, did you?
Goosebumps had
Yeah.
its own different story.
Yeah.
But like each of the Goosebumps had its own different story. You could read them independent of each other. The Fear Street actually all connected. It's one of the reasons why like you had to read them in a certain order to actually get the full effect. But yeah, it was geared more towards like the older, like instead of the 8 to 12-year-old crowd, it was geared more towards like the teenager crowd. So
Angst
See, I
was
never
the name of
read
the game.
I never read the books, but watching the trailer, it's got me really excited. And I probably will read the PG teenage version. Because I was a huge fan of Goosebumps. I loved Goosebumps as a kid. Like that was like chosen reading.
Has anyone rewatched that show,
What show?
Goosebumps?
Uh-uh.
I've watched a little bit of it. It's been
I don't
a while,
have any.
but
Yeah, I don't have any connection
It's
with
bad. It's really bad.
it, sir.
But as a child,
You're
it's not bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Buzz.
Hmm.
Buzz.
So, what do you guys think about it being an R-rated? It sounds like they like work to get an R rating, which I don't know how I feel about that.
It's probably just gonna have
see what they
fuck
do with it.
and some blood.
See, I mean, I'm excited for the rating, especially like the Netflix horror section has started to go along the lines of like sci-fi, where it gets a little too campy. Whereas Netflix, when it first launched, the horror movies that you would get like kind of decent horror, where you would be scared, or like you'd be watching the dark and you'd be like, oh, I can't Netflix and chill to this. Ooh. And then
Obviously, you've never. Okay, never mind.
well, you're with KJ, so that explains a lot.
That's true.
Who said it was with KJ?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
You were with
continue.
yourself in a hand sock. Anyways, so
Walked right into
Damn
that
it,
one.
Zach! I lost my train of thought. Okay, no, I got it back. All right, but no, I'm excited because the trailers to me had a lot of like eeriness to them, which I will really appreciate, and I like that it's a consecutive like week after week. So it's like I could start one and go on to the next week, go on to the next week, and it takes place of a history moment of that place.
So let me ask, how is this any different from a 5-episode series?
Yeah, I don't think it is, and unless there's some work being done to really make them feel like, you know, like a cinematic experience.
I view it as like a Sherlock season. So you know how the Sherlock seasons are like 3, maybe 4 episodes, and each episode is basically a movie. That's what I'm more viewing this as. So
Yeah,
as opposed to like
Sherlock,
the 5-hour
Yeah.
miniseries.
I mean, the problem I have with this is almost systemic of Netflix, which is every single Netflix movie, no matter the budget, always looks the same.
Yeah, they look like Netflix movies.
They look
Yeah.
like
Netflix.
Yeah.
They do.
Made for TV.
Yeah.
And I think the reason for that is because they have to use specific cameras in a specific.
Yeah, they are really limiting
log.
on how you can shoot, what you can shoot with, stuff like that.
See, because it's like if we're going to like 1970 something, I'm like, shoot it on 16.
Well, that's money, sir, and
What?
they don't want to spend it.
Netflix.
They don't want to spend it.
They don't want to spend an extra $3 million.
No.
But they'll spend $300 million on this other project.
But this
I
is
don't
the
know, dude.
same
It's what they
company
do.
that cancels shows after like 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, they have a 3-season cap. Even if the
Yeah.
show's good, they end it. That's why Stranger Things getting the last season is a big deal.
What I'm saying is, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when you're shooting 3 different time periods, and I mean,
Well, I mean,
distinguish
you can't even judge that part yet because they could actually look different. We don't know yet.
It's gonna be an Arri Alexa, and they're gonna put probably a fake ass film grain over it.
Well, okay, so outside of the inside baseball of filmmaking, the thing that surprises me is that it's a weekly thing because Netflix has still been releasing their stuff all at once.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Because-
Netflix is known for its dumping of content.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me with
the
this though.
binge
It's 3
capital
different
Well,
of the
movies.
internet.
here's the thing. I think it works for this because it's 3 separate movies of 3 different time frames.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have an issue necessarily. I do binge stuff, but I don't have an issue with a weekly release on TV shows. It's not that I have an issue with it. I'm enjoying being able to sort of soak in Handmaid's Tale every week.
Oh, the newest
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, I like. I
We
like
haven't
having
watched the newest episodes.
Oh,
So.
Yeah, I like
How far
the,
behind
I like
are
the
you?
water cooler talk. A couple of weeks. Not too far.
Excellent.
But yeah, I like having the water cooler talk. Being able to do that, or like when the Disney Plus shows do it. It's like it is nice to have something to return to on a regular basis. Whereas when
And let's
like
be
the
honest. Oh, so great. Go ahead, Nico.
show, like when I finished Shadow and Bone, it was like, oh, I like that show. Now what? It is very much of well, I don't know what I'm looking forward to now. I have to readjust my media habits, and that may take me away from Netflix. I may not be coming back to Netflix to find my next show.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like one of the reasons we enjoyed that water cooler talk is because we don't have that ability to binge and see what's going to happen. We come up with outrageous and sometimes way more entertaining theories.
True.
So,
And I feel like when you watch something weekly, you watch more actually. Like I watch a bigger variety of shows because I'm watching 6 or 8 or 9 or 10 shows a week because I only have 1 episode a week.
I mean, that's
Whereas if
kind of
I'm-
like my reality TV show, Housewives. I'm like, oh, I'm watching all the Housewives because they all come out different days of the week.
I'm still watching Top Chef every week.
Mm.
There's my reality show for you. All right. So what else do we have?
Next up, we have more Netflix shows.
More Netflix shows.
We're getting
Whoa. I think we just lost Nico. Is he gone?
Domo
Miss-
arigato, Mr. Robot.
No, he's froze.
Yeah.
Frozen in mid-sentence.
Oh.
Let it go.
There he is.
I'm
Let
back!
it go.
He's back.
Sorry.
He returns. Okay, go.
I roboted
Yeah.
like the Terminator. So Arnold Schwarzenegger will headline his first ever TV series, a new untitled spy project for Netflix, opposite Monica Barbaro from Top Gun Maverick. The show will be an 8-episode drama series about a father and daughter who learn they both secretly work for the CIA without the other one knowing. So it's either a sequel to True Lies or a very weird Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The show is created and showrun by Nick Santora, who has credits on shows like Jack Reacher and the Fugitive series. He will also executive produce alongside Schwarzenegger. And Netflix is ramping up even more star talent as well in the streaming wars, having recently locked down the exclusive rights to 2 Knives Out sequels with Dave Bautista and Edward Norton setting to join Daniel Craig in the next one.
So I'm kind of excited about this Arnold Schwarzenegger thing because I feel like, you know, when he left politics and came back to film, he just has never found his groove again.
And
I don't think he's
Arnold
not
got his
aged well,
groove back.
right?
Well, yeah, I think because we are definitely in a renaissance. Well, I don't know if it's apt to call it a renaissance at this point, but we're definitely in an era over the last decade plus of movie stars going to television and finding success and a new life there. And I think it could work out well for Arnold until I read the description of the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Instead of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's Mr. and Miss Smith.
It's just like father-daughter who learned they both secretly work for the CIA. And it's like, this sounds like some of the cheesy crap Schwarzenegger did. It sounds like True Lies.
Yeah, but and my understanding is the Jack Reacher thing is supposed to be really good. I don't know. I hope it's not that. I hope it's better than that. I think about a show like The Americans, which was really good. I don't know. I just always enjoyed his action movies in the 80s, but I feel like he's not aged well and hasn't found a place. I hope this is it.
I think he could do it. This doesn't, I want more. I need more than this because this doesn't sound like it's a good fit. Yeah. If it's something like he used to work for the CIA and the daughter does, and now they're learning about it and he has to come back in one last mission, and kind of like the traditional way you bring in an old action star in that they've got to do that like last hurrah thing, that could work.
Yeah.
Did they do that though? The Last Stand?
Yeah, but he didn't do it well.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
He gets another
sorry.
chance.
8 years.
Schwarzenegger
Passed. We're doing
and
it
Schwarzenegger
again.
has as many opportunities to fail as he wants.
True. And didn't that also have Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Never saw it, but I know somebody at the stable did.
Can I just comment on the 2 Knives Out sequels that are getting glossed over? Because
yeah,
I'm excited for those. I'm totally up for seeing Benoit Blanc in like more donut mystery goodness.
But your boy isn't in it.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine that my boy's not in it. I do hope that Marta comes back. She was fun.
I don't think she'll be in it. I think it's
She
gonna
was
be
fun.
It's only going to be Daniel Craig.
Benoit Blanc is just going to be on his own thing, so it's got to be a different one.
I know.
But Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
Bautista?
Yeah, he was a good Inspector. Oh wait, no, he
Pretty
wasn't.
Pretty much every time that so it's gonna be like Dave Bautista, so you got Drax, and then Edward Norton, so you got Bruce Banner version 1. What next? They're gonna bring in Robert Downey Jr. They're gonna have Jeremy Renner on there. You know, they're just gonna go through the whole Marvel cast.
Then I'll
Dave
watch.
Bautista is also a guy I just want to see more good opportunities from, just because that one bit that we got of him in Blade Runner was so good. And
it really was.
I don't want that to be a one-off. I want him to
I liked him in
do
Hotel
good stuff.
Artemis too.
I did.
good in
I
Hotel
was
Artemis.
just about to mention that, but I think in Hotel Artemis, his part was kind of small.
I think
It was small.
It was
I wanted
small, and I
more,
think it
but-
was also like still leaning into the personality of Batista a bit more. whereas he actually put in a performance in Blade Runner.
Yep. He also had a killer director that brought
That's
something
true.
out in him too, and that maybe that's
and
tougher.
a killer cinematographer.
Yeah,
That's just a killer movie. Okay,
it's a killer. It's a killer. That movie's a killer.
I would say it's a banger.
It's a because you're a
I would have sex with
internet
that
asshole.
movie.
You're
I would have sex
You're
with
an
that
internet
movie.
asshole. That's why you would say that.
with the giant holographic woman in that movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
we don't deserve that movie. It's
That's
that good.
Well, speaking of deserving movies, let's talk about what's coming out this week. Minari is out. I still want to try to see it in the theater. I just haven't had
It's almost like you've had like weeks.
I haven't had the time.
No, that's fine.
Animal House is out in a 4K and a Steelbook.
Hey.
The Father, the Academy Award nominated. Did it win something?
It
Yeah.
won
So
Best
anyway.
Actor.
Yeah,
Best
that's right.
of-
Best Actor.
Best screenplay?
Yeah, something else? All right.
Yeah,
Star
they-
Trek.
Yeah.
Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1 is out in a Steelbook and a regular release. Tom and Jerry is out. Drunken Master 2 is out. The Sting is out in a 4K and a Steelbook. Raya and the Last Dragon is Blu-ray, 4K, and Steelbook. And Snake Eyes, not to be confused with the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes, but this is the Nicolas Cage Snake Eyes.
That's right.
Yeah, for first time on Blu-ray. So there you go.
Wait,
First
Call
time
that
in.
one Snake Eyes.
First time on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Wow.
Previously, it was only available in a multi-pack with another movie. Yeah, so that's why it's kind of a big deal that one's come out. What do we have for the funny book of the week?
All right, this week's book of the week is Marvel's Fantastic Four: A Life Story. So last year, Marvel did a 6-issue miniseries called Spider-Man Life Story by Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley. That's basically taking the concept of the original Spider-Man premiere in the 60s, when Amazing Fantasy 15 came out. If Spider-Man actually started in the 60s, and let's follow him up through the history. So each issue was a new decade. So the first issue was Spider-Man in the 60s, issue 2 is 70s, issue 3 is 80s, 90s, aughts, double aughts. So this is the same concept, because if it worked once, let's milk it for all it's worth. But now with the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family of comics, it's basically putting it against the first issue being the kind of the premiere when they got their powers, with the backdrop of the Cold War and the space race, because that's essentially what caused them to get their powers, trying to race into space and accidentally get superpowers. So I'm really kind of interested to see how this one goes. The neat thing about the Spider-Man one is while it goes through the decades, it also draws from each of like the major story elements that are happening within that time period. Like for instance, the 80s is Secret Wars and the Spider-Man, the Spider symbiote, the Venom symbiote coming out. 90s has clone stuff in it. The aughts issue is the Civil War, the superhero Civil War. So it's got cool stuff like that. Then
cool.
you also go back to so when we go back to like Fantastic Four, I have a pretty good macro view of the Fantastic Four, but knowing it quite as familiar with a lot of their stories throughout all of the Fantastic Four history, I don't have as great of a grasp on that. So I think it will be really cool to see what they draw from in like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and so on.
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of feel what's going to happen at the beginning, but what are they going to do in the 70s? That'll be interesting.
That's the other thing about the Fantastic Four is so much of the signature stuff in the Fantastic Four is front loaded in the original like Lee and Kirby run of the Fantastic Four. So like everything, like Galactus, Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, Mole Man, Annihilus, like all that stuff happened in those first like 100 issues that were done in the 60s. So not to say there isn't other key things. I'm sure. I think in the 80s is when like She-Hulk took over for the Thing for a little bit, so that'll be a thing that happens. I'm sure when we get to the teens past the aughts, it's going to be all the Jonathan Hickman stuff that happened in that run, which will be really good. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of the middle ground that I'm not is personally versed in. So I am kind of interested to see what comes out of that.
Cool. I was going to share. I wanted to do it before I forgot. Tina, you'd be proud of me. I'm actually reading a book.
I'm so happy.
There it is. It is Peter Weir's new book, or Andy Weir's new book.
Andy Weir, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Hail Mary.
I almost chose that for my book of the month club.
You may know
What?
you may know this book or this writer because he's the guy who wrote The Martian.
Yeah,
And
you
Artemis,
should have
yeah.
picked that for your
And
book of the month
Artemis.
club. I haven't read it yet, but it's like waiting on my bookshelf, and it's like I need to get
Which
it.
one?
Artemis. I've read The
Artemis.
Martian.
Artemis is great.
I love The Martian, and I really want to get into Artemis.
So Artemis is interesting because it's a very different kind of story. It's more of a sort of more action oriented kind of story, more sort of pulp sci-fi.
Mhm.
Then I think he's creating a subgenre of science fiction called sciencing the shit out of stuff, because this one is a return to what he did in The Martian.
I've read
Storytelling
somebody
wise.
describe it as science action instead of science fiction. So
Well, it has to have a lot of science shit in it.
yeah.
But yeah, Artemis is real different, and I loved it. It's a good audiobook too, by the way. But this one, so far, I'm about 8 chapters in. So far, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it and riveted to it in the way that I was The Martian.
Tell you what, Nico, I will pick it for one of June's selections. How about that?
Gotta get it. It's really good. All right, let's bring this show to an end. Nico, where do we find you on the internet, sir?
Find me on Twitter and Instagram under Nico Scream, NIKOSCREAM. Shoot me up on Twitter and let me know what you think about the new Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, the new D&D book that just came out this week, because it's great.
You say shoot you up? Did you need a vaccine?
A message. I am also fully vaccinated, so
Yay!
as we all are at this point. But yeah,
Yep.
Get vaccinated.
Shoot me up before you
Tina?
go.
You can find me on Instagram and pretty much any social media under Cheddar Popper, CHEDRPOPPR. Yes, I know. I need to update my books that I've been reading because I haven't done that since like March.
Yeah.
I will do that soon. But in the meantime, keep up with our now 1-year-old golden retriever puppy, the.shadow.pupper on Instagram.
Oh, can I say something about that? I started laughing because you posted the Shadow's birthday post on Facebook, and I was reading the post. I'm like, oh, this is cute or whatever. And then I was totally overwhelmed because at the bottom of the page, 72 pictures. I was like, fuck, 72.
Oh, we have over 1,000 on a shared photo drive just between us.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, because we'll get to a point where it's like we'll take a few photos a week and or every few days, and then just share them on our shared album. And yeah, we have a lot. We definitely
have
don't
a lot
have
of her sleeping.
Yeah, we have not done that nearly as much in the last few months as say all of last year. So it's definitely the progress of the photos has slowed down a lot.
I mean, I'm not going to say too much because I take pictures of Kaylee all the time. I've just never dropped that many in one post before. I was like, holy shit, look at all these pictures.
Funny.
All right, Nathan, where do we find you on the internet?
Instagram, Nate_R_70. And then, basically it.
Oh, by the way, Tina, you were not only missed last week, but you also not being here threw the show off a lot.
Sorry.
Like every time we had to do one of these things and Zach had to go early,
It was weird.
he couldn't do it. I
was like, but it's not my turn.
Well, it's your turn now, sir.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can find me on Steam and Discord. I'm a dangerous mute lunatic. I finished RE Village.
All right.
It was,
How many times did you smack her ass, huh?
none.
No.
Why, is that something that you can do?
You can
There's
do
a
it via
mod.
mod, but the problem is that the problem with Lady D is that you can outrun her at any moment. So yeah, she has this like ever present, feeling for the first hour, but at no point was I was like, oh god, she's coming, oh geez. It's just like
you don't get the Mr. T effect or Mr. X. You don't get the
Mr. X
effect.
like where he could like absolutely catch up to you. If you ever take
Pops
any
out of
damage from
walls when
Lady
you're trying to
D,
take a
it's
piss.
because you are trying to damage her, or you're caught in a corner and well, that sucks, but you'll take a hit and get around her.
Okay. Well, I lost interest a little bit after you told me that it was more like RE4 than RE7.
Yeah, it's much more RE4 than 7.
Ugh.
So
I'll be buying it used.
yeah, I recommend picking it up when it's like 20, maybe $30, but not 60.
All right. So you can find me at all things CultureSmash, mostly Facebook, but a little bit of Instagram. But you can also find me at Off the Shelf Movie Night on Facebook, OTS Movie Night on YouTube. And today I did just record for the Film Push podcast, a show that I do for FilmCom that's about film distribution, marketing, and financing. A pretty great interview with an actress named Mika Borman. She, if you don't know her name, you'll definitely know, like you'll have seen her. She was in Blue Crush. She was in Along Came a Spider, and she's done a lot of TV stuff. So she moved from acting over into directing with her first feature-length directorial debut, and I got to interview her about that and her distribution process and all that stuff, especially during COVID. So it's going to be really good. That should be up by Sunday, I think. So if you just do the same thing you do with this show, look it up in Spotify or your favorite podcasting application. And don't forget to get your skinny mixes, skinnymixes.com. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.
Nathan dies at the end of the show.
It's going to get us all sick. Yep.
Exactly.
COVID.
Corona.
Man.
All right. So
I've been getting forceful with people at work. People are like, well, the mask mandates are lifted. I'm like, yeah, but we're a private company. Put your fucking mask on.
Yeah.
There's one guy who walked in. He literally had his mask right here, right? And I'm like, sir, do you have your mask on today? And he goes, yeah, right here. And he's walking away. And I'm like, sir, could you please put on your mask while you're in the store? I had to say that like 3 times really fucking loudly before he gave me the dirtiest fucking look and put it back on. And then anytime that I walked around, he would have it off, and I'd go up to him, and he'd put it on before I got to him. I'm like, listen here, you little shit.
Why do people
Don't
like that?
Mess with me.
That's right. Did you guys see that mess with Ricky Schroeder?
No.
Mm-mm.
You know who that is, right?
Her name
Yeah.
sounds
No.
familiar.
He was an actor. He was in he was a child actor in a show called Silver Spoons in the 80s. But he was on 24. He's done stuff, not in a long time, but anyway, he ripped into a Costco guy manager for trying to make him wear his mask and posted it on his Facebook and everything. Just being what is it you call
An asshole?
No, the male
Swab?
the male Karens, you call them kins or whatever. It's bad.
Kenneth.
Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. People just, I don't know.
I
People
mean,
crazy.
I'll tell you, since CDC came out with their guidelines, it's been hell on aircraft.
Yeah,
I
I knew it
bet.
would be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like they don't know, like public transportation. You have to check off when you just check in or book a ticket. Once when you book a ticket, when you check in, and then at the gate they make several announcements, and it's just ridiculous.
It's like, if I take off my mask around somebody, first off, I ask, are you fully vaccinated? If they say
Mhm.
yes, I was like, do you mind? I'm also fully vaccinated. Do you mind if I take off my mask? If they say no, go for it. I'll take off my mask. But if they say, actually, I'm not comfortable, I'll leave my mask on because I'm
Yeah.
a decent fucking human being.
You're just afraid.
I mean, that's
You're a sheep.
Well,
that's
Zach-
debatable.
Bah,
That-
motherfucker, bah.
Zach and I had to film the Scallywags performing downtown, and there was nobody in the bar wearing the mask. Nobody. Were the employees even?
No.
Yeah, Zach and I were the only ones. And it's like, I know technically we don't have to, but the anxiety is a slow thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Got to work
Plus,
through that.
I
Plus,
like, as a female, I like it when guys don't get to tell me to smile. So.
oh, people do that to you?
I believe that's how you get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
you're
Oh,
her
That's how I
honey,
husband.
you
get my
look
ass
so much
kicked.
prettier if you smiled. It's like
Females
you
do
look
get
so
that a
much prettier
lot.
if you had your mouth shown up and your balls stuffed down your throat. How about that?
All right, Tina, how much notice do you need to have for us to plan Bad Sci-Fi Night?
My current schedule goes through the end of May. So if it's in June, I can put it in for it now.
Then I'm gonna look at dates. I got to talk to this dumbass up here and see if he's gonna be in town for June.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I do know the first weekend in June is out because that's when we're having our D&D game.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it'll be that soon anyway, because I got to work around bagel shop stuff and all that too.
boggles.
What's the latest
Boggles.
update?
Stuff finally did come in. Like the big problem was malt, like the special malt that he had to have. You can't really get it around here as easy, so we had to get a good supplier.
Diametic malt powder.
Diametic.
Is that it?
When are we doing taste testing?
I'm hoping to plan it like pretty soon. I mean, I hope it'll be like next week.
Okay.
So I got to figure out what their schedule is like. But yeah, that stuff is in now. So
Yeah, next week. That's interesting. That's
yeah,
Memorial Day week.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're going out of town.
malt powder.
I don't know. Where are you guys going?
We're going to
to
Atlanta.
Atlanta for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, nice. Nathan's going out of town too, right?
Yeah, we leave the 26th through the
Nathan
2nd.
going out of town doesn't have the same effect to it.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
but he's
always
going
going out
for
of town.
fun.
Yeah, this time
Going
I'm
for
going
fun.
And for
Yeah.
Matt's birthday.
For your
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday!
They said
birthday
happy
boy.
birthday. He walked in the
Merry
house
Christmas.
with 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my
Aw,
God.
yeah.
I'll get
He
that.
He's having
passed-
dreams.
He passed it and the light was on and he said they came off dripping. So he got 2 boxes.
Oh, no.
It was a
No,
buy one
that's-
get one coupon.
That's one of the dangerous
he's too
things
good
about
for you,
where I
Nathan.
work.
Mm.
That's one of the dangerous things about where I work because I pass by a Krispy Kreme, and a lot of times when I'm getting off of work, their
The
hot
light's
and ready
on.
signs on, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh my God. I'll be getting Krispy Kreme too much.
Matt, you did not just say that.
What'd he say?
He said dripping like his pussy. No, that is what you said. Now don't be embarrassed now because I repeated it. You
Wait.
should have known
So-
before you
so
said
hear
it.
me out.
He said, "Don't you say that? Don't you say that?" So I said it.
So hear me out. If you took the donut and fucked the donut, but also like the hole was beyond the donut.
This sounds like
see,
experience.
now we're back to
Zach.
Knives Out.
Yeah.
Oh, and Matt just asked Zach, "You've never had your pussy drip?"
I have not. I have not. I mean, I've had
Really,
some
Biscuits
bad
hasn't had a
diarrhea.
cold or anything.
Matt says he.
I mean, I've
Tina
had
said,
some
"Really, Biscuits
diarrhea.
hasn't had a cold or anything?"
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's fast. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, same.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.